Dear children, how are you all? Welcome back to the social class. The first lesson of social we learned about advent of the Europeans. Have you remembered that lesson? The Europeans were more interested in coming to India for trading purpose. And who was the first to find a sea route to India? The Portuguese people, Vasco da Gama. 15th century, the Europe witnessed a great era for the geographical discoveries, especially in finding a sea route. So this lesson, history lesson 2, we are going to learn from trade to territory. What are the objectives of this lesson? To know the rise of the political power of the English East India Company, to know the events and impacts of Battle of Plassey and Buxar, and about the Carnatic Wars and Mysore Wars, Anglo-Maratha Wars, and also to understand the growth of colonial army and civilization administration, and also the principles of subsidiary alliance and the doctrine of lapse. So this lesson consists of lot of concepts. In this class we are going to learn about Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. So in which century the European witnessed the era of geographical discoveries? Yes, it's the 15th century. In that century, the European people were more interested in finding new sea route to India. Who got success in that? Yes, good. Portuguese navigator Vasco da Gama. In which year he came to India? In 1498, he found a new sea route to India. He reached Cape of Good Hope, and from that he crossed the Atlantic Ocean and he came to India. Yes. And he was welcomed by Zamorin, who was the king of Calicut at that time. And what was the main motive behind this finding a new sea route? Not only trade, not only earning profit through the trade. The main motto was first profit, and the second one, they want to make political power in India. And especially who got success in that? English East India Company. English East India Company was established in 1600 by the British people. They only got success, especially in capturing the Bengal. After capturing Bengal, they started their political power in India. So let us see about that. The British people, those who came to India for trading purpose, they are more interested in establishing their political power. Two important battles were fought by them. One is Battle of Plassey and Buxar. Let us see about that battles. So especially in Bengal, the British people, they wanted to establish their political power. So in Bengal at that time, the ruler was Alvaradi Khan. When he died, his grandson Siraj Uddaulah became the ruler. When who was the Nawab of Bengal at that time? Alvaradi Khan. What happened to him? He was died in the year 1756. And who became the Nawab of Bengal after Alvaradi Khan? His grandson Siraj Uddaulah ascended the throne of Bengal. The British took advantage of his weakness and unpopularity, and they wanted to show their power. So when Siraj Uddaulah heard that, when he came to know about the British supremacy over Bengal, he wanted to teach them a lesson by attacking their political settlement at Calcutta. So Siraj Uddaulah, the Nawab of Bengal at that time, he captured the factory of English at a place called Qasim Bazar. On 20th June 1756 it was happened, and Fort William, already I told you about Fort William in the previous class. Fort William was surrounded by English people, that is the Nawab people. But English was headed by a great leader called by the name Robert Clive. He recovered Calcutta from Siraj Uddaulah. So it led to the signing of treaty between them. What's the meaning of the word treaty? Means an agreement, a peaceful agreement between two against parties. So that was signed between the Siraj Uddaulah on one side and English on the other side. It was signed on 9th February 1757. The treaty was named as Treaty of Alinagar. Normally the treaties were named by the place where that was signed. So the first attack of Siraj Uddaulah at Qasim Bazar, and he surrendered Fort William. Then Robert Clive, he recovered Calcutta, and there was a treaty signed between the British people and Siraj Uddaulah. What was the treaty? Treaty of Alinagar. One of the most decisive incidents happened during this period was the Black Hole tragedy. The Black Hole tragedy was happened in Bengal. What was the importance of this incident? Means it made the British completely against the Nawab of Bengal. At that time, who was the Nawab of Bengal? Siraj ud Dawla. He captured Fort William and he took 146 British prisoners of the war and he locked them in the Fort William in a small room for one night. You imagine, in very small room, 146 people were locked up for one night. There were no windows, no way for the air to get inside the room. The next morning, only 23 of them were survived. 123 of the British prisoners were found dead because of suffocation. Suffocation, do you know what is suffocation? Breathing struggle. Because of the less oxygen content in the room, and a small room, a dungeon room, 146 people were imprisoned by Siraj ud Dawla. So that was the worst incident happened in the history of India that led the British to fight against Siraj ud Dawla. This incident is known as the Black Hole tragedy and is considered to be the black incident in the Indian history. So that is the main reason for the broke of the Patla Plassey in India. Due to Black Hole tragedy, what happened in India? The Patla Plassey happened in India between Siraj ud Dawla and the British. Siraj ud Dawla, he was defeated by Robert Clive. At that time, who was the governor of the English force? Robert Clive. And what was the treaty signed between Siraj ud Dawla and the English? That is the Treaty of Alinagar. When was it signed? On 9th February 1757. Treaty of Alinagar was signed. The Siraj ud Dawla conceded practically all his claims. And the British then tried to capture Chandranagur. It was a French settlement. Whose settlement was Chandranagur? French settlement. The French people, they had a good relation with Siraj ud Dawla. So that place was captured by British people on March 1757. So it leads to again the war started between English and the Siraj ud Dawla forces. The Plassey was a small village in Bengal. So that's why it is called as the Patla Plassey. And it was fought on 23rd June 1757. When was Patla Plassey fought? It was fought on 23rd June 1757. The English company forces under Robert Clive defeated the forces of Siraj ud Dawla. That's the worst thing. Who defeated Siraj ud Dawla? The English forces. Who was the leader of the English forces? Robert Clive. And it was a great collapse for the Bengal rule. And after that, the company gained a lot. So because Siraj ud Dawla was defeated by the British people, they brought him under their control. And they gained a huge amount of wealth from the treasury of Bengal and used it to strengthen their military force. For what purpose the English came to India? They came to India to start the English East India Company for trading purpose. But now what did they do? They are capturing Bengal. They defeated Siraj ud Dawla and they captured Bengal and they looted his treasury, took all the wealth from the treasury of Bengal. Treasury is the place where all the wealth of the king are kept. So they looted the wealth of the treasury of Bengal, and what purpose did they use that? They used to strengthen their military force. So the beginning of British political sway over India may be traced from the Patla Plassey. So the Patla Plassey was an important incident in Indian history which made the initiation of the British rule in India, who were ruled for us. They ruled us for next 2 centuries completely. So it was the most decisive battle. That is the battle which definitely produced a victory, political victory for the British people was the Battle of Plassey. When was Battle of Plassey fought? Good. It was fought on 23rd June 1757. And it was the initiation of the British rule in India. And how long that rule lasted in India? It was lasted for 2 centuries in India. After Battle of Plassey, next important battle happened in India between the Nawab of Bengal and the British was Battle of Buxar. This was also one of the important events in the Indian history which made the English a paramount power in Bengal. So after Battle of Plassey, Mir Jafar became the Nawab of Bengal, followed by Mir Qasim. Let us see what happened in Battle of Buxar. Battle of Buxar was happened in the year 1764. Already we learned after the Battle of Plassey, the company was given a lot of rights in Bengal. That is, they looted all the treasury wealth and it was started their rule in Bengal. Even though Nawab was there, full control of the Nawab was in the hands of the British. So after the Battle of Plassey in 1757, the company was granted undisputed right to have free trade in Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. That is the trading right, full free trading right was given to the British by the Nawab in 3 places. What are the 3 places? Bengal, Bihar and also in Orissa. And also they received 24 Parganas. Parganas mean districts. Nowadays we are saying that districts, that was called by the name Parganas at that time. So they received 24 Parganas in Bengal, and at that time who was the Nawab of Bengal? Mir Jafar was the Nawab of Bengal. And he had to pay taxes to the British people. When he was fell in arrears, that people, the English people, they removed Mir Jafar from his position and they appointed Mir Qasim as the Nawab of Bengal. But Mir Qasim was the son-in-law of Mir Jafar. Mir Jafar was an old man. Mir Qasim was his son-in-law. He was a young man. The young people, they naturally they don't want to under the control of the anyone. So Mir Qasim wanted to rule Bengal independently. So he shifted his capital from Murshidabad to another place. That was not liked by the English people. And also the English people, the free trading right, which was called by the name Death Tax. The Death Tax means free trading passes given to the British people in 3 places, Bengal, Bihar and Orissa, that was misused by the British people. That made Mir Qasim angry on the British. So first, who was the Nawab of Bengal after the Battle of Plassey? Mir Jafar. Was he a young man? No, he was an old man. But he was not effective. He fell in arrears to pay the taxes. So what happened to him? He was replaced by the British people, and his son-in-law Mir Qasim was made as the Nawab of Bengal by the British people. But Mir Qasim, as he was a young man, he was not under the control of the British people. He made independent rule in some of the places. He shifted his capital from Murshidabad to Mogangir. That was not liked by the British people. At the same time, Mir Qasim was revolted against the British because they misused their test tax. That's the free duty passes given to them. So that led to the war between the Mir Qasim forces and the British. So for that purpose, Mir Qasim made alliance with two more people. When Mir Qasim was revolted against the British, he was defeated by them. So Mir Qasim, he fled to Oudh and he made a secret alliance with 2 people, Shujah-ud-Dawla and Shah Alam II. Who are the people made alliance with Mir Qasim? Shujah-ud-Dawla and Shah Alam II. And their people, they made a secret alliance with them. Alliance means there is a unity among themselves, which is known as the Confederacy. And they came to a small fortified town known by the name Buxar on the day October 22nd, 1764. All these 3 people, who are the 3 people? Mir Qasim, Shujah-ud-Dawla and Shah Alam II, with their combined force to fight against the British. They gathered at a place called Buxar on October 22nd, 1764. The Buxar was located on the river banks of Ganges, which is 130 kilometers of west of Patna. It is also one of the great victory for the British East India Company. And Shujah-ud-Dawla, Shah Alam, Mir Qasim, all these 3 people were defeated by a great general, Hector Munro. Who was the general defeated these 3 people? Hector Munro. And who got the victory over Siraj-ud-Dawla in the first Battle of Plassey? Robert Clive. Robert Clive was the great general of English East India Company. Below him only, Hector Munro, also one of the military general, he defeated the alliance of Shujah-ud-Dawla, Shah Alam II and Mir Qasim. Once again, they kept Mir Jafar as the Nawab of Bengal. First, just recall that after the Battle of Plassey, who was made as the Nawab? Mir Jafar. He was an old man, he cannot be able to pay the taxes properly. So British removed him from the position and kept his son-in-law Mir Qasim as the governor of Bengal. But Mir Qasim, as he was a young and energetic person, he wanted to rule Bengal independently. And he was fight against the British as they were misusing the test tax. Test tax means the free trade policies. So he was defeated by the British people, so he fled to Oudh and he made a secret alliance with 2 peoples. Who were the 2 peoples? Shah Alam II and Shujah-ud-Dawla. And there was a fight between these 3 people alliance and the British in a place called Buxar. That is called as the Battle of Buxar, when it was happened? On October 22nd, 1764. But what happened to them? These three people alliance was defeated by the English force. Who was the great general of the English force at that time? General Hector Munro. And once again, who was kept as the Nawab of Bengal? Mir Jafar. But after Mir Jafar's death, his son Nizam-ud-Dawla was placed on the throne, and there was a treaty signed between Nizam-ud-Dawla on one side and the British on the other side. The treaty was known as Treaty of Allahabad, was signed after the Battle of Buxar. Who signed the Treaty of Allahabad? Nizam-ud-Dawla and the British. Who was Nizam-ud-Dawla? He was the son of Mir Jafar, and they started a dual system. The British people, they started a dual system of government in Bengal. Dual, that means double. That is, the Nawab was also ruling. Even the Nawab was ruling, the full power was in the hands of the English East India Company. So two people were started taking care of Bengal at the same time. That was known as the dual government was introduced in Bengal, which is not a good for the people, never. Because the people, both of them never worried about the people. Nawab was there as the puppet in the hands of the English. English ruled over that, and a deputy Subedar also nominated by the company to look after the administration of the Bengal. Deputy Subedar means like that. Now we are saying that collector, Tahsildar, like that. A position at that time was the deputy Subedar. Subedar means for Sabas, each districts, Parganas or districts are further divided into talukas. Nowadays we are saying. At the time the talukas are called by the name Subedar, Subas. So for administering each Subas, a deputy Subedar was appointed by the British people. So the Battle of Buxar and the Battle of Plassey, both are a great defeat for the Nawabs of the Bengal. So the main results of the Battle of Buxar were the Nawab has to disbanded his army. Disbanding means completely dismissing his army, and the full army control came under the control of the British people. And another important result was a deputy Subedar was appointed by the British, who was very obeying to the British and to administer the Bengal. And another important incident is a dual system of government was introduced in Bengal, which was not good for the people at any time, because the people suffered a lot under this system. So in this class we learned about two important battles which laid for the initiation of the British rule in India. What are the battles? Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. So Battle of Plassey, at that time, who was the Nawab of Bengal? Yes, Alwardin Khan. He was dead. After his death, his grandson Siraj-ud-Dawla became the Nawab of Bengal, and during his time only the Black Hole tragedy was happened, because he tried to attack the British people and attack their factory at Qasim Bazar and surrendered the Fort William. He took 146 British prisoners, and he kept them in a small dungeon room. And next day what happened? Only 23 of them were survived. What happened to the another 123? They were all dead because of the suffocation. That led to the Battle of Plassey between the English and the Siraj-ud-Dawla on another side. And at that time, Captain Robert Clive, who was the important general of the British people, he defeated Siraj-ud-Dawla. That was the first beginning of the victory of the British over the political power. And important results of the Battle of Plassey were the company, that is the English East India Company, gained a huge amount of wealth from the treasury to strengthen their military force, and also it was the most decisive battle that marked the initiation of the British rule in India. How long they ruled for India? The next 2 centuries. 2 centuries means 200 years. And next Battle of Buxar, that is after Battle of Plassey in 1757, the right to trade was given, free right to trade was given to British in Bengal, Bihar and Orissa, and 24 Parganas also given to them. But what happened to them? They kept Mir Jafar as the Nawab of Bengal. He was an old man, but he was well in arrears. Then they replaced Mir Jafar by Mir Qasim. But Mir Qasim revolted against the British as they were misusing the desk tax. Desk tax means the free trade passes. So that led to the war between Mir Qasim and the British. Mir Qasim was defeated first, so he fled away to Oudh and he made alliance with 2 people. Who were the 2 people? Shujah-ud-Dawla and Shah Alam II. Good. And that started the Battle of Buxar on 22nd October 1764. And in that what happened to these 3 people? Shujah-ud-Dawla, Shah Alam II and Mir Qasim. All these people were defeated by the British, and Mir Qasim was dead in that, and then Mir Jafar was once again appointed as the governor. There is Nawab of Bengal, And after his death, his son Nizam Uddawla was made as the Nawab of Bengal, and there was a treaty signed between Nizam Uddawla and the British. What was the treaty known as? Treaty of Allahabad. So the treaty signed after the Battle of Plassey was Treaty of Alinagar. What was treaty? Treaty means the peaceful agreement between two opponent parties. So treaties were normally named by the place where it was signed. So after the Battle of Plassey, Treaty of Alinagar was signed. After the Battle of Buxar, Treaty of Allahabad was signed. And what was the important results of the Battle of Buxar? A deputy Subedar was nominated by the company to administer the Subas, that is the talukas. And Robert Clive, he concluded treaty with Shah Alam II and Shuja Uddawla. And what was important system introduced by Robert Clive in Bengal? That is the dual system of government. Nawab was the ruler, but the real power was in the hands of the English East India Company, which was not good for the people at all. Children, hope that you understand the class. The next class, we will continue about the another important war, continuous war happened between the British and the Indian people. Thank you, children. Follow this. A small video clip is given. Enjoy that and do the assignment also. Thank you, people.